Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times.
Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie. Today I have tons of Gingerbread Christmas Dollar Tree DIYs for you. So I put all of these together in one video to give you lots of gingerbread crafting inspiration. We're going to be making faux gingerbread houses. I'm going to decorate tier trays with gingerbread theme, and I even do my coffee bar with gingerbread. So hopefully you'll get lots of Christmas crafting inspiration. Let's get started with our first one, which is a faux gingerbread house. For the first one, I'm going to grab a couple of houses from the toy section at the Dollar Tree. I just try to make sure that they're the same style. They come in different houses. This one is super cute. I thought this one would make a really good gingerbread house. Now, if you've never worked with these little houses before, they do kind of hook together, so you can make like a little town out of them. You just pop them together. You can see the little hooks, and you can put them together and make an entire house. So that is what I did. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pop out all of the plastic windows all over the house because I thought it would be easier to paint those. If they were separated, I won't have to go around all those crazy lines. And they're just in there with little plastic tabs. Super easy to just pop out. I'm just using my Cricut weeder to pop all those out. And there's actually quite a few windows on here because they're on the sides, 2 levels, front and back. Now, once I got all of those out, we can start to put this together. As you can see, there's a gap on the top. To get around that, I always just put a bead of hot glue up there and pinch it together. That's going to seal it up and prevent there from being just a huge hole in the top of the house. That doesn't really make sense. Now, I wanted something the color of a gingerbread house. And so this is the color that I'm using. It is hazelnut. I thought it really reminded me of a gingerbread house color. And then I'm just using a brush just because there's so much texture and everything on that house. I want to make sure I get in all the little grooves. And I'm just going to go over the entire little plastic toy house with that to give the look of gingerbread. You know, gingerbread houses can be like real ones, can be a real challenge. I think making the faux gingerbread houses was super fun and I can use them every year. And you know what? Nobody really ever eats the gingerbread houses anyway because they all just sit out and get stale, right? So I had left the door on mine and then I'm just going all over, but I think removing the windows is definitely the way to go. Need a little bit more paint. Luckily, I had another bottle. And again, this was a hazelnut color. I really think it looks like the gingerbread color. What do you think? And finish painting this out. These also work really well to spray paint if you have like the right color. And then to do the windows, I'm making my own chalk paint and I do that with a little calcium carbonate. I buy that on Amazon. You mix it with acrylic paint and a little water. I'll be sure to include the recipe in the description below. I found on a blog and I always use that when I need chalk paint. And I'm just using a little makeup sponge and using that DIY white chalk paint to go all over the windows. I wanted it to be chalk paint so I could get a little bit better coverage because I'm going over those bright colors on the plastic windows and stuff like that. And I thought I would get a little bit further with that. And it's just cheaper than buying chalk paint, I think. And then once I got my gingerbread house dry, I did go over it just here and there to make sure that there was no places that I didn't miss. Again, trying to cover up like lots of bright colors and stuff like that. I want it to all look like gingerbread. And that's, you can see about how far one coat of the chalk paint got me on the windows. I definitely had to go back and give them a second coat. Now that they're painted white, I can just pop them back in. Again, they have the little plastic tabs on there. I was just trying to pop them in with as little damage as possible. I might have to touch up my paint though on my little gingerbread house. It's just a matter of getting like the little plastic tabs in there. But as you can see, I was kind of causing a little bit of damage putting them back in there. I don't know if I didn't let my paint get dry enough on those, but I'm trying to be as careful as I can not to touch them, but I'm probably gonna have to go back and touch these up a little bit. Again, there was a lot of windows on this, but I absolutely love these little toy houses. I think they're so cute. Okay, so we've about got all the windows on, and I just touched up the few that I messed up. Now I kind of want it to look like there's snow on the roof of our gingerbread house. So I'm using that same white chalk paint and going over the roof. I think that really brings out the texture of all the shingles and everything on there. It looks really cute. We'll make it extra snowy here on the very top, the way that like snow like gathers on a roof. Otherwise, the rest of it I'm just kind of distressing to kind of bring out that texture, to kind of make it look like, you know, a dusting of snow all over. And I'm not a fan of snow, but we can pretend here, right? This is our only version of snow that we get in the town I live in. And then I'm gonna kind of do snow everywhere. So I just switched to a smaller brush and I'm just distressing all the little details of the little toy house and going over the door as well. It's gonna bring out that great texture and the details there and kind of just make everything look a little bit snowy. Now for the base, I like to use these little bamboo cutting boards from the Dollar Tree for bases with these. I've used these little toy houses to make haunted houses, and the little bamboo cutting boards worked perfectly. So I'm just using that DIY white chalk paint to paint all over our little bamboo cutting board to make it look like there is snow on the ground before we go and attach our little gingerbread house to it. I did have to go in there with a couple of coats to cover up that wood, but I thought it needed a foundation, so I'm just hot gluing the little house down. That way we can decorate around it like you would decorate a little gingerbread house. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with some red paint and paint our little door like a nice Christmas red. That's why I had painted it white before, so it'd be easier to paint it red. And then for candy, I'm actually using the colored wood beads from the Dollar Tree, and I just picked out all of the red and green ones. Don't they look like candy? And then for snow dripping off the side of the house and little icicles, I decided to use some of this caulk from the Dollar Tree. And I'm also doing it around the base of the house, any of the roof line where I can kind of have like some snow or like icicles like hanging over the edge, kind of using it like frosting, just like you would a little bag of white frosting. It works great for that. Now for the little walkway, I wanted to do like little peppermint candy, and so I went ahead and glued those all on with the spackling. And then for more candy, I'm using more of the little wood beads from the Dollar Tree. I think those work great. I'm going to top them off with a little faux snow on the top of those so you can't really see the hole in the top of the beads. And then I decided to go in and kind of Mod Podge to seal my little candy pieces on there. And that was kind of a disaster. So I decided, okay, no real candy on my gingerbread house. That probably wasn't a good idea anyway. So what else could we use to kind of make it look like candy? And I decided to use buttons. I picked up one of these little button plastic containers from Dollar Tree, and I'm just picking out all of my red and green colors that I could kind of make look like candy, and we're just going to glue those down and using that caulk mastic from Dollar Tree again, kind of just alternating red and green. Now at this point they still, you know, super look like buttons, but I'm going to kind of disguise the top of them with some of these little plastic stickers from the Dollar Tree, little circles I can cover up the little holes in the buttons. And then I'm just going to go in with some more of that caulk mastic from Dollar Tree and use some more of the little wooden beads from the Dollar Tree. This is just like a multicolored pack. It's got all different colors in there, but I'm just picking out the red and the green ones. You know, they come in different sizes as well. And then just kind of decorating the roof line with this to make it look like candy. I think they do a really good job of looking like candy. And so again, I'm just using hot glue. I think that's going to be hold a little bit better. And then just alternate red and green all the way down. Now, if you weren't lucky enough to find any red and green, you probably could just paint them yourself. It wouldn't be too hard, but I love the way these are painted. They are nice and bright. Next up, I just put a thin coat of school glue all over the base, and I have some of this faux snow that I picked up at the Target dollar spot, and I just kind of sprinkled that around for a little bit of snow. There's so many different options you could use for that. You could use glitter, you could use white sand even from Dollar Tree would work. And then I did some more of those green wood beads all along the sides of the houses to kind of do like little bushes, topping them with snow as well. This side, I didn't have enough green, so I kind of alternated some red ones in there too. Kind of gave me the same effect. And put little snow tops on top of those as well, which looks great and also covers up the holes in them. I followed that up with a little green marker to draw a little Christmas wreath on the front door and a little green garland around the front door as well. Super easy to do with just like a little green Sharpie. Now, I think it's really cute, but I thought maybe it might need some gingerbread men. So I picked up these little tiny wooden gingerbread men from Dollar Tree, and we're going to paint them with that same hazelnut color all over to make little gingerbread people that we can decorate our little gingerbread house with. I'm just going to draw a face on here with a Sharpie and some buttons down the front of it. Nothing too crazy. For the other one, I decided to try my white paint pen, and I thought that looked more like frosting. So that's what I'm going to use to draw the little squiggles on the arms and the legs and the little face. I think that looks better. And then I'm just going to hot glue those onto the little base, the cutting board there, like there's little gingerbread people standing in front of the little gingerbread house. And they're very lightweight, so they're pretty easy to stand up. Just a little bit of hot glue there, and just make sure you let it dry. And that's it. Here is our little faux gingerbread house made out of little doll houses from the Dollar Tree. I think it turned out so cute. It looks almost good enough to eat. One of the great things about this gingerbread house is that you can use it year after year. And, it would be a fun project with little ones too, to get them excited for Christmas. And a great memory to keep. That's something that they made when they were younger. Hey guys, if you're enjoying today's video, be sure to hit that like button. It always helps my videos do a little bit better here on YouTube. Now, these are the new bottles from the Dollar Tree, and I'm kind of obsessed with them. Every time I see them, I buy them, especially these clear ones. They come in different colors, and they have a little battery pack inside with batteries and lights. So you can do a little light up bottle. Isn't that so cute? And I've never seen anything like this at Dollar Tree before. I was really impressed with it. I thought we could make a really cute little Christmas bottle just by using a Dollar Tree window cling. So I picked up the gingerbread house one, and I thought this would be really cute in my kitchen because gingerbread have taken over my entire kitchen and dining room. At least that part of my house is decorated, right? And I am just putting that on the front. It's glass. It's a window cling, so you don't have to glue it or anything. And then these are the lights that go inside. The battery's already in there. And just pull out the tab and just have to unwind the wire for all the little LED lights. I was trying to think of something that I could put in the bottle that would look Christmassy, but doesn't really cover up the lights. I thought about pine, but then I kind of decided to switch it up and go more white, and I'm going to use some of the Dollar Tree snow for this. I tried a craft funnel at first, but I think my craft funnel that I picked was a little too small, because it was taking a little bit too much effort. And then I was like, you know what? I'll just make a mess. So I'm just going to sprinkle some in here, about half of what I have. And then we can put the lights in there and kind of go there from there. I'm not going to be able to fill it up too much just because I didn't have very much of the snow. And I just kind of string it inside about halfway and then dump some more snow in. Put some more lights in, kind of see where we're at. You're going to want your power switch to be on the back where you can turn it on and off to make it easier. And you can also kind of rearrange exactly where your lights are to get it how you want it. I decided I wanted more snow, so I decided to dump the rest of it in there. Kind of is like a snow globe kind of thing. But that white glittery snow really glistens with the lights, and you can usually see the lights through the snow. But again, I'm not going to fill it up very full, just enough to have a little snowy effect. Isn't this so cute? I thought that would make a really easy Christmas counter DIY for my kitchen. And then to finish it off, I love red and white gingham with gingerbread. So I just got some Dollar Tree ribbon and I'm just going to tie that around the neck of the bottle. I'm going to go back in and double knot that. It's going to make it a little bit easier. I was having a hand spasm and I was trying to make this bow. Oh my goodness, I've never had that happen before. And I'm just going to tie a simple bow when my hand decided to stop doing whatever it was doing. And tie it, and I tie mine where I try to make sure that you can see all of the print because it's not a double-sided ribbon. And then just cut off the two tails, just a quick little ribbon for the top. Such an easy DIY and so cute. I love these bottles. I have stocked up on them because I think you could probably use these for just about any season. And I love a light up bottle, and one for $1.25 I think is a really good deal. It's also like a really pretty bottle. The cork looks a little cheap, but you kind of need it because it has your batteries in it. I guess you could always paint that too. But this is how mine turned out with my little twinkle lights inside. A little gingerbread decoration on the front goes great with the white snow inside. And this is how it looks with a little bit less light. Okay, for the next gingerbread house, we're going to take two of the little gingerbread house signs from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to make an actual 3D house using some of their little wood panels for the sides and the top of the house. So my plan here is to kind of just cut these down to size to form like little walls. And so I cut two of the little panels down to the actual height of the side of the house, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and glue those on just with hot glue. It's a very lightweight wood, so I think it's going to stay together pretty well. And I'm going to do the same thing here on the other side. So that's going to be like the sides of the house, and then one of these will be the front, one of them will be the back. So I'm going to hot glue the back on by doing hot glue on each edge of it and just sitting the structure like right on top, letting that hot glue set up. I like to use the Gorilla Glue hot glue. I find it's really strong and works for projects like this. Now, two more of those wood panels for the roof. I just had to trim mine down very slightly to get it to fit, but pretty much a perfect fit since we did the same width for the sides. And I just put hot glue right on top to glue those in because I'm going to cover that area with something to represent snow. So you're not going to be able to see that anyway. And then I hot glue the two boards together at the very top of the roof as well. Just gluing that all together till we have a little gingerbread house. Now I'm going to use that same hazelnut color and we're going to go all over this little house and paint this to look like gingerbread. Now you can see it's got like a little snowy panel that sticks out. It's got windows that stick out, and it's even got like little etched in like Christmas lights and stuff like that. So you can probably see through your paint depending on how thin it is to help you decorate your little gingerbread house. And I'm just going over, you know, the front and the back, making sure I switched to a brush here to kind of get in like, you know, between the windows and stuff like that, so I don't have any of that natural wood showing through. And then of course, both the sides. Now for the roof, I'm going to use a Dollar Tree white kitchen towel here for the snow. I thought this looked like fluffy snow, right? So I'm using one of those wood panels as a reference for how wide I need to make a strip of that. And I just cut the little white towel down to the perfect size here to lay across the rooftop. And I thought this would be a fun way to represent like a fluffy snow and really easy too. So I cut it down to make sure it's the right length, and then we can just hot glue the towel to the top of the gingerbread house to represent the snow. I think that was a really fun little hack. It worked really well, and I didn't have to worry about painting or decorating the top of that. But I am going to decorate it more to make it look like a gingerbread house, of course. Now for the little panels that stick out on the front, I just go in there with some white chalk paint, and I'm also going over the windows too. It's not that big of a deal if I do get it on the house because I can just, it kind of just looks like snow, right? So then I'm also going to do that on the very top rim of the house to kind of make that look like snow too, make that blend in with our little snowy roof. Then I'm just going to go in and do the same exact thing on the other side. This made a really large gingerbread house decoration, and I think it was so fun. And this is a fun idea if you want to get and if you have any littles that want to like to craft, get them involved. They can help you decorate your house. I could see my little lights through, so I just took a little red paint pen and painted on little Christmas lights. And also like a little bow here for the roof of the door. You can also kind of see the doorway with a little etching that was through that. So I just kind of traced that out with a bright red paint pen too. Then I'm going to go in with a green paint pen and paint the little Christmas wreath on the front of the house. And the other half of our little Christmas lights, I'm going to paint them green as well. I can also use that to paint the little Christmas trees and bushes here, like in front of the house. And that's why, you can still kind of see those details through enough to be able to decorate it. There was also like a crossbar here for like the roof line. And there was also these like little side panels or corners of the house. And I'm going to paint them white too to go with like that snowy feel of the house and do a little dusting of snow on the ground as well. Now to decorate the top, I always like to do like red and green candy on the top of my gingerbread houses. So we're going to represent that with wood beads from the Dollar Tree. This time I'm using the little square ones, the red and green ones, but also a few of the round ones that I had left over. Just whatever I could find that was red or green, because I really think they look like candy. And then I'm going to kind of do like a crisscross pattern like you would do with frosting, but I did it with like a red paint pen and crisscross on that towel that we used for the snowy top to give it that fun design for a gingerbread house. And then I can go in and do candies where each of the lines come together. I like to decorate gingerbread houses like that. I think that's super cute. And I just go in and kind of alternating red and green, gluing those little wood beads on instead of candy. And I really recommend using the wood beads instead of real candy because now you can store it. You're not going to have to worry about bugs or anything like that, or any of it kind of breaking off. And this is how it turned out. I did the same thing on the other side. I have a little gingerbread house. I love all the texture and the details on this. I think it's so cute. And I just displayed mine on one of those little mop heads from the Dollar Tree to look like snow. And I think this is another fun option for a gingerbread house. Definitely a larger option, so it's going to make more of an impact. And you could use this with any of your Christmas decor. I really enjoyed putting that one together for you. Hey guys, have you checked out my new website yet? It's craftybeach.net. You'll be able to find an archive of all my DIYs I do here on YouTube. Okay, for the next set, I found two of these like little light up gingerbread houses and one of the larger gingerbread light up houses at the Dollar Tree. And I thought we would put them together and make like a little gingerbread city, right? So I'm just using a makeup sponge. It's the easiest way I have found to paint these like little Dollar Tree items like this. And I'm using that hazelnut color, and I'm going to paint the front of every single one of our gingerbread houses. The great thing about this is the details are all cut out to make it light up. And so it kind of made it a little bit easier to decorate. But again, like with the other one, you can see the etching through, so it helps you decorate them. I'm going to use my white paint pen to go over the roof line of all of our little gingerbread houses and paint them white so it looks like snow. I didn't think my white paint pen was doing a very good job, so I switched it up to some white acrylic to kind of cover up that brown color underneath, and I think that looks a lot whiter and snowier. Now for the details, I'm going to use my paint pen. So again, I'm doing like little red details for the lights and the doors. They're like exactly the same thing, but they're like different sizes, these little light up houses. But I'm just going to go in there with green too and paint the wreath, the Christmas lights on. I did kind of mess up the paint on this larger one, but I was able to fix it. I can also use like a red paint pen to go in and paint the little candy canes in front of the gingerbread house. Super easy. It's just going to be like red and cut out instead of red and white. And then I'm going to do the sides of those and like a little snow on the bottom like we did before. Again, my white paint pen was not playing nice, but we got it to work here. I switched out to my Sharpie one. That one worked way better. I'm also going to outline all of the windows, make them look kind of snowy too, just by doing white. And with the snow effect, you don't have to be too clean with your painting or anything like that because you want it to look slightly imperfect to make it look like snow. And I just paint a little green garland across the front, and these are ready to go. These are the little mop heads from the Dollar Tree that I used to make look like snow. I think they make a really good snow. If you leave them all together in one piece, it's a lot less mess than using like faux snow, scattering it around. And I really kind of like the little fluffy effect it gives. And you can display these all together. We're going to make our own little Christmas village out of gingerbread houses. And I think it's so cute because they all light up. Okay, I promised you guys a gingerbread tier tray. So this is a really fun red and white Christmas themed tier tray, but mostly all gingerbread men. The first thing I want to do is to make just a little tiny pennant banner. I think that's really cute on a tier tray. And I'm just going to use some of this red and white gingham ribbon from the Dollar Tree and some of these little Santa Claus stickers. I kind of wanted to do gingerbread like I did on my gingerbread coffee bar, but the gingerbread were a little bit browner than the ones I'm using today, so I really wanted to do a lot of red and white for this tier tray, so I chose Santa Claus. So I'm just going to choose 3 of them. I always like to do an odd number, and I'm just going to attach them with hot glue to the ribbon. I'm just going to string this along the top of my top tier on my 2-tier tray in my kitchen, and normally I use more like a string and less like a ribbon like this. But I think we're going to be able to make it work. So I just string it like that. I just use a dot of hot glue on each end of the ribbon to attach it to the first tier. And so this is the tier tray that we're decorating today. And let's get started decorating the top tier. I've got lots of fun ideas for things I found at the Dollar Tree. Now, these are little Christmas trees. They come 3-to package, and they have little candies on the bottom. They have different colors of these. I liked these because they had like the red and white candy on the bottom. Looks really traditionally Christmas. Now, I didn't really, however, like that they're pink because I really wanted to do red and white. So I'd much prefer that these were red. So I am just going to paint them with some acrylic paint. Now, I've painted these bottle brush trees before, and they're really easy to spray paint, but I did not have any red spray paint. So I'm just using a brush and some acrylic, and this was messy. Like at the end, I was covered in little dots of red paint. So be careful if you're going to paint yours. But it turned out really cute, and it's just super easy. So I think since there was 3 in a package, I'm going to go ahead and use all 3 of them to decorate our tier tray today. I want to do like lots of little like gingerbread men, lots of like candy and cookies and cupcakes, that kind of a theme. And so I think that'll be really fun for my kitchen counter for Christmas. And it's going to go great with my gingerbread coffee bar that I did a video on. That turned out really fun. So here we are. We have 3 little red bottle brush Christmas trees with the little candy bottoms. Super cute. And I'm just going to put 1 here on the top and maybe save the other 2 for the bottom tier. Now, this isn't from the Dollar Tree. It's actually from Target, but it is a Gingerbread House mug, and I thought it was so cute. I had to have it. I love decorating with mugs. And so it was $5 at Target back in their kitchen department. And then I found this adorable little gingerbread man at Dollar Tree. He is so cute. I thought about like kind of adding to like the icing around his face, but I didn't really have any like puffy paint or anything like that, but you could totally add to yours. But he's honestly really cute, and the scarf is really cute too. So I thought we could just have him like peeking out of the top of this gingerbread house. I think that's a really cute little surprise, and I needed something to put in there anyway. So I think this is going to be nice and tall. I think we're going to sit this one on the top and maybe towards the back so it can kind of peek out like that. kind of peek out around the side of the pole. I love this white tier tray. I actually got this on Amazon, and you can find it in my Amazon shop below. It's a really cute one. Now check out these window decals I got at the Dollar Tree. I saw these and I said, oh my gosh, these are perfect for a gingerbread themed tier tray. So there's like a traditional like window decal, and then there's these big like puffy ones. Totally two different kinds, but they're both in the same package. So I thought we would decorate with the puffy ones first. Now this is just a Dollar Tree sign. It is a wood sign that's got another little sign glued to the front. And I kind of want to make the sign that's glued to the front look like a cookie sheet. So I picked up some of this silver glittery cricket vinyl from the Dollar Tree. And I just want to cover like that sign there on the front in that to kind of make it look like a cookie sheet. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'm just going to kind of crease it like that so I'll know where to cut. Does not have to be perfect. And I kind of wanted silver instead of like the glittery, but that's okay. It's Christmas. We can have some fun here. And it still definitely gives me that effect like it is metal. So I'm just going to try to get this lined up on here and just smooth that out. And I was very happy that it was thick enough to cover up the writing on there. I didn't have to paint it or anything. Now, I did want to do something around the edges to make it look like a cookie sheet, you know, like ridges around the edges, but I couldn't think of anything to put on there, and so you'll see what I do here in a minute. But I didn't really like the wood frame, and so I'm just going to give it a quick coat of red just to bring out some more color on this sign, since I'm wanting to do lots of red, lots of white. And so that was just really easy. Just go around the edges with a small brush. And now this was my solution for edges around the sides. I just decided to use hot glue that I can paint. Honestly, you can see through it. You probably wouldn't even need to paint it, but I did. So my only problem was trying to get straight lines on there. I did go over it a couple times, but I don't know, maybe like some kind of rope or wire might have given me straighter lines, but that's okay. It's a homemade project. It doesn't have to look perfect. And then I'm going to use some silver acrylic paint just to kind of touch that up and give me the edges of my cookie sheet. Now my plan is to put that little gingerbread man that you see there on the cookie sheet. And I think that's going to look really cute. Now, the only problem with that is that now with the ridges on there on the side, it doesn't totally fit, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. I thought maybe putting it on there like a little bit to the side would be super cute. But since I have those ridges on the side, maybe I should have left those off. I can just fill in the difference with some hot glue. And I'm just going to do that right where it's going to attach to the cookie sheet on our little sign. And that is all there is to this cute little gingerbread man on a cookie sheet sign for our Christmas tier tray. I think this is really fun. It's nice and tall too, so I think this is going to be really good here on the back, on the other side of the little mug and the stuffed animal. Okay, next DIY. I'm going to use one of these little white, like ceramic signs from the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to use the back. I just removed the tag off the back of it, and then we're going to use another one of those stickers. They're more like stickers than wall decals because they're super sticky, and I'm going to use the Gingerbread House, and it's the perfect size for this sign. And I like that the sign is like nice white and shiny. I think it's going to go great with all like the frosting and stuff we're going to do on this tier tray. So I'm just going to line up that little sticker and just press it down. Couldn't be any easier than that. Now I did think it was a little like maybe too white. And so I wanted to bring in a little bit of color. So I'm going to use this red and white gingham. It's a little different than the one that I used on the little pennant banner at the beginning. This one I think is with the Christmas stuff. I've got it there recently at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to glue it to the bottom and wrap it around just to kind of frame it out, just because I needed a little bit more color on this DIY. And easy peasy, we have a little gingerbread house sign for the tier tray. It's the perfect size, and I'm not worried about the writing on the back. You're not going to be able to see it. This tier tray sits on my kitchen counter, so it's kind of a One Direction tier tray. But it's going to fit perfectly right here on top in front of the pole. I think that looks really cute. You can still kind of see the taller items behind it peeking out around the edges. Now, this is a Christmas ornament that I got at Target, and it's just a little fuzzy hot cocoa. And I thought it would be a nice touch up here because it is small. I had just taken the hanger off of it. It does have some writing on it, but I don't really want you to be able to see that. So I'm just going to turn it around this way so you can't see the writing. And it's just going to be like a little ornament of hot cocoa, another bright red in there. And then I thought we need to make some Christmas cookies. So I'm going to use some of these Christmas trees and stars shapes from, they're wood shapes from the Dollar Tree. They don't have a lot of cutouts in them, so I thought they would be a perfect like stencil or something that we could use to make some fake Christmas cookies. And this is the adhesive cork from the Dollar Tree, and I thought it would be the perfect material to make these out of. So I'm just going to line up a star to the back. It's got like this paper backing on the adhesive cork, and just using a pen to kind of draw out the shape. And then I'm just going to cut it out. Now, my first plan was to cut these out and then stick them to the wood shapes and then decorate from there. I did have a little issue after I cutting them out and putting them on the wood. You could still see like some of the edges of wood around there. It was really hard to get it on there just perfect. And so I'll show you here what I mean. It just wasn't great. So I decided what was better than trying to stick it to that would just be to stick it like back to back with the actual cork. That way I can cut the shape out and we can get a perfect little cookie. So that's what I did. This one I actually stuck to that paper backing. The rest of them I kind of do sticky to sticky on the back of them. But that's our first cookie. We have a little star Christmas cookie and now a Christmas tree. Now this one I do draw the star on the top. I do find like later it does become a little bit too intricate, so I do lose the star. But I'm just going to go ahead and cut that one out as well. I thought we could do like a star sugar cookie, a Christmas tree, Christmas cookie, and then maybe some chocolate chip cookies. So once I got the first one cut out, I am just going to peel and stick that on both of them and stick them to each other. That way I can cut out the back of it and get a perfect fit. And this is when I decided to lose the star at the top. So it was just a little bit too much. But you could also do like, they have the Santa Claus wood ones. You can use any of those. They'd make a great template for cookies. So there's our two little cookies. I think they're a great texture with that cork to be a cookie. And then I wanted just to look for something round that I could use to make some chocolate chip cookies. So I just had like a little jar of wood filler or something, and I'm just going to draw around that and cut out a circle. And with a chocolate chip cookie, you're not looking for a perfect circle. And then laying it on there and cutting out the back. Now I want to decorate the star and the tree like with icing and sugar, but I want this one to be a chocolate chip cookie, so I'm just using a brown paint pen and just making some like not really circles, like little shapes that kind of look like chocolate chips all over. Okay, now on the sugar cookies, I thought I need something that's going to look like icing, and so I thought some of this caulk mastic from the Dollar Tree would be perfect. So I'm going to open a new bottle of that. These are great because they have the built-in applicator. You don't have to worry about filling up baggies and different things. It's got everything you need on there. And I'm just going to draw a star on there to get started, leaving some of that cork around the edges to be exposed as a cookie. And then once I get it outlined, I'm just going to fill it in. And don't worry, it doesn't have to look perfect. I want it to look like a homemade cookie, so we are not master cookie decorators. So this is going to look just like a cookie that we would make. And so I leave it just like that. And I'm going to do the same exact thing here on the Christmas tree. I'm just going to outline the Christmas tree, leaving a border around, and then filling it in. I really like working with that material. I think it's just really user-friendly. Now, I was trying to think of something we could use for little like candy decorations for the sugar cookie. And I thought some of these little circle stickers from the Dollar Tree would be perfect, but the colors were not. But you can always paint them. So I just painted a row red, and we're just going to have like these little red candy buttons that we can decorate our star and Christmas tree with. So I'm just going to kind of spread those out on the star, and we're also going to use them as like little ornaments to decorate the Christmas tree. Just like one extra on each row to make it a little bit wider. Super easy little candies for our fake cookies. I think they're looking really cute. They actually look really real. Now, I was trying to think of something I could use for sugar, and this white sand from the Dollar Tree actually has a very shininess to it that I think is going to look like sugar. And so I just sprinkled some on that while it was still wet. And hopefully that will stick down into the icing and we can have little sugar cookies. And it's okay if some gets on the cork part too. Now, to make sure that it doesn't all fall off the minute I try to stand them up, I'm also going to spray on some adhesive from the Dollar Tree just to kind of seal that to our cookies. And basically that's it on our little sugar cookies. I think they turned out really fun. I'm going to go ahead and dry them real quick so that that glue dries, and this is what we're left with. I love the texture on there. I think it really looks like little frosted Christmas cookies with decorations on there, and they even have a little faux sugar. They look good enough to eat. So I'm going to decorate with those and the little chocolate chip cookie. Now, when I went to decorate with the chocolate chip cookies, I thought I really need 2 chocolate chip cookies, and I still had some adhesive cork left over, so I'm just going to cut out another back-to-back circle and then just paint some chocolate chips on there. These were just so easy to make, and I love them for the tier tray. They're so whimsical and fun. They really add to the Christmas cookies touch that I was going for. So just painting those on again like I did before, little chocolate chips all over. And we have 2 cookies to display on our tier tray next to our cocoa. So I'm going to do the star little sugar cookie over here, just kind of standing up. That way it doesn't really block a lot of the stuff that's behind it. And then I'm going to do like the little chocolate chip cookies over here in front of the cocoa. I think those go really well together. Now we're going to work on the bottom tier, and I'm always worried that you can't see some of the things in the back. And so I'm going to use some of these white foam blocks that I got at the Dollar Tree. They're a nice size and they're white, so they're going to blend in well with my white tier tray and not really stick out very much. But, you know, any kind of blocks work for this. I just need something to like raise up the items that I'm going to put in the back. And then remember these trees? I still had 2 of the bottle brush trees that we painted, and I'm going to use those down here on the second tier as well. Maybe 1 on each side. Now, I really wanted to do like cupcakes, so I found some really cute little squishy toys from the Dollar Tree that I thought we could decorate for our gingerbread tier tray. This one's really cute, but the colors were just not very Christmassy to me. So I thought we could change that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take white acrylic paint, and we're going to paint all over. We're going to paint like the frosting on the top of the cupcake and what's dripping over the sides. And these are little squishy toys that I found in the toy department at Dollar Tree. And I love them. I think they're so cute, and they're so much easier than having to make them from scratch. So I went over all of it with white, and now I'm just going to do like the cupcake part. We're going to have like a red cake. And so I just use red acrylic paint, and I had to kind of switch to a tiny brush so I could go in between all the little drips of frosting that are coming over the sides and just kind of take my time and paint all the way around there. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish it off and paint the bottom red as well. So the colors are looking way more Christmassy and they match a lot better for our tier tray. Now I wanted to decorate this one as well with some candy sprinkles. So again, I'm going to paint some of these little dots from the Dollar Tree a bright red. And we're going to use those to decorate with. Now be careful, I used maybe a little bit too much paint on this one. So when you peel the stickers off after you paint them, sometimes you have to get rid of any paint that's trying to stick over the edges, but not too bad. And I'm just going to stick these, since they're stickers, all over the frosting of our little cupcake in that little swirl pattern that it has there. And I think this is going to look really sweet and Christmassy. Now, I think that's pretty good. The only thing I don't really like about it now is that the acrylic paint kind of dried a little flat, not real shiny like frosting would be. And so to fix that, I'm going to use some glossy Mod Podge from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to do a thin coat of the glossy Mod Podge all over my frosting, just to make it shine. And it definitely did the trick. So I'm just going to dry that, and this is our final product. We have a little red and white Christmas cupcake, and I'm going to put it up on top of one of those little foam blocks in the back so that we can still see it, kind of arrange it how I like, and I think that looks really fun for Christmas. Now, this is another one that I found, another squishy toy from the Dollar Tree, and this one is like a cupcake with frosting and sprinkles and a red cherry. All of it's kind of Christmassy except for the pink like cupcake wrapper. I thought maybe we could paint that and kind of make that look a little bit more in line for Christmas and to match our tier tray. So again, I'm just using bright red acrylic paint and a foam brush, and we're just going to paint this. You do have to kind of go in the ridges of the little cupcake liner. I don't really mind that it has a face on there. I'll probably turn that around towards the back. Doesn't really bother me. I just wanted to add a little bit more red to this one. Otherwise, I think it's going to go really cute with all the cookies and candy on this tier tray. So that's how that one looks. And I really liked how the gloss Mod Podge worked for the first one. So I thought I would go over this too and make like it look nice and shiny, like I did on the first one. So just all over with a coat of that and dry it. I was really impressed by these little foam toys from the Dollar Tree, how easy they were to paint. And this one's a little taller, but I'm still going to put it up on one of those foam blocks here in the back because I really want them to have some height. I kind of want them to peek out among all the other gingerbread decorations we're going to do today. And speaking of Gingerbread Man, these were so cute. I had to pick up another one. These are the little stuffed animals from the Dollar Tree, and they did a really good job on it. Like, its arms and legs are not too long. It's super cute. The scarf is cute. I really don't think I need to do anything to him. I'm going to kind of stand him here so he'll be on the other side of the tier tray from the one that's on the top, and kind of lean him up against the pole there. And I think he's going to be a fun little surprise down there. Now, I wanted to do another DIY with those window decals, and so I'm going to use one of these little decorative white plates from the Dollar Tree. They have a stand. I think these are so cute. I used one for my lobster trap tier tray that I made, and I put a lobster on it. That was really fun. And so I'm just going to use little gingerbread man and put like a little gingerbread man on my plate, like I'm going to eat it. So I kind of just do it a little bit to the side like that and just stick it to the plate. Then I was thinking it was looking a little too white and boring, and I really needed more pops of red. And so what I'm going to do is paint like the border of the plate red. To start off, I just used a red paint pen to kind of feel around where the plate goes out to kind of give me that perfect circle so I'll know where to stop painting. And then I'm just going to go in with red acrylic and a small brush, and we're just going to paint all the way around. And again, it's a handmade project, does not have to be perfect. I'm not really going around the edges of the plate or anything like that, but I think this really added a lot of color to the little plate. And, you know, plates often have a different color, you know, that part of the plate, the ridge around the edges. And I do have to touch it up a little bit because, you know, red kind of can dry some, a little streaky. And then it was a little flat color, and I kind of wanted to make it glossy too. And I still need to seal down the little window decal to the plate. So I'm just going to go over the whole thing with glossy Mod Podge. I do like how it made like the edges of it glossier, but it really made the whole plate really glossy. You'll see here in a minute. It's really shiny. So it might have been a little too glossy for the gingerbread man, but we're going to make it work. And this is how he turned out, our super shiny gingerbread plate. And this is a perfect size for a tier tray. And it's great that it has a little stand on it. We're going to put it right here. That way you can kind of see like the cupcakes sticking out behind it. And it really gave us a nice pop of red. I'm really glad I decided to add a little color to that. Now, I found this little baking dish at the Dollar Tree. It says Baking Spirit Sprite, and I thought that would be really cute too. They also have one that's Gingerbread Man, and I used that one on my coffee bar, so I didn't want to do the same one, so I chose this one. And then I got these little cookie cutters at the Dollar Tree. You actually got 6 in a package, and there is a Gingerbread Man one. And so I thought I would just pile some Christmas cookie cutters in this little baking dish. That'd be fun. And it's not real large, so I'm only going to use the red ones. And I'm going to kind of like sit it where like the gingerbread man one's on top. And that's going to kind of make it go with our gingerbread and our baking theme today. We're going to sit this over on the side of our little stuffed gingerbread man. And it fits really nicely. These are great sizes for tier trays. And I saw a lot of people like with the loaf pans, like actually baking in them and giving them out as Christmas presents, which is a great idea. I also found this little light up gingerbread house at the Dollar Tree. I used one of these on my gingerbread coffee bar and I loved it. It's so much easier than making one. And so I just bought one of those as well. Super cute, and it's a perfect size for a tier tray. So we're going to use this one as is. And it's not too tall, so I think I can kind of put it over here. And you can still see some of the cute things we have behind it. Now, this is another one of the little squishy cupcakes that I found at the Dollar Tree. I have, you know, I bought all these, and I wanted to get more, and I couldn't really find more. So you might have to be lucky to find the squishy cupcakes, but you know, you can always make them if you can't find them, if you really want to add a lot of cupcakes to your DIYs. But the colors on this were all wrong. So I'm just going to go over that bright blue cupcake liner with some red acrylic paint. And you can still see the blue through it and the little polka dots. So it did require 2 coats of red to cover all that. But I really want to make this like red and white like I made all the other things on this tier tray to really give me that red and white Christmas theme. Now, at first, I was just going to paint this part of it white. It was hot pink on top of my cupcake. And then I just decided to paint the cupcake white. So I just went from there and just started painting all of it white. Like it has like maybe some white frosting all over it instead of actually just seeing the cake. And then I just wanted this to be a different color. So I already have that white background. So I'm just going to use that red acrylic that we used on the cupcake liner and paint the little topping there in bright red. I think it's really cute. I don't think it really needs much more decorations, but I thought I could break up the red a little bit. So I'm just going to paint some of those little plastic buttons, stickers, I guess, from the Dollar Tree white. That way they'll contrast against the red and just kind of stick them on the top just for a little fun. And again, I'm going to use some of this Mod Podge, the glossy Mod Podge, and go all over to make our frosting look nice and shiny. I may have used a little bit too much on this one, but that's okay. And here's our little cupcake. This one's a lot smaller than those first two that we did. And so this is going to be great for like the front part of the tier tray because it doesn't have a lot of height. Perfect, right there. Okay, and remember we still had some Christmas cookies left over from the top. We actually have the little Christmas tree one. And so I'm just going to kind of stick it here in front of that little cupcake we just painted. They kind of stand up on their own and lean against, and it looks really cute. Now, this is actually from the dollar spot at Target. It is a tier tray starter kit, and I used the little red Santa gnome and another DIY, but I thought this little cookie sheet with chocolate chip cookies and the little cutting board would be perfect for this tier tray. I chose not to do the hot cocoa just because it had a black frame. But it would be cute too if you wanted to like paint the frame like maybe red. But I thought it was too black. So I'm going to use these two. The little cutting board says, I just want to bake cookies and drink hot cocoa. And it's kind of small, so I'm going to have the little gingerbread man hold it like that. Like that's what he's saying. And then we can put maybe the little cookie sheet filled with chocolate chip cookies over here and lean it up against our little gingerbread house. It's nice and small, so it kind of goes to scale there. And that's it. I think we have this little gingerbread themed tier tray complete. I love how it turned out. All of the fun traditional details. We've got the gingerbread men, the gingerbread houses. I love the faux cookies and big fan of those mugs with a little gingerbread man sticking out there. And then down here on the bottom tier, I love the idea of like the little baking dish with the cookie cutters and all the little fun details. That little sign is so cute from Target. And I love the little plate with the little gingerbread man on there. I think that is so cute. And the little gingerbread house that lights up. So many fun details. And I absolutely adore the little cupcakes, those little squishy toys from Dollar Tree. But I think it all came together nicely. And it's one of my favorite Christmas tier trays that I've ever made here on my channel. I just love gingerbread men, and I'm going to have to do lots more gingerbread crafting, I think, this year. Hey guys, I would love to see what you've been crafting. Be sure to join my private Facebook group. I always have it linked in the description. We would love to see your DIYs, and it's just a fun place to get some crafting inspiration. Okay, I promised you guys a gingerbread coffee bar, and that is what is up next. I found this great gingerbread bakery sign at the Target dollar spot. This was $5, and I love to hang like signs like this at the top of my coffee bar. And it's not quite big enough to cover the entire top, but I thought maybe I could just use the existing holes in there and I could nail that to the wall. I did mine over to the side like that, so I could kind of leave room to do something else on the other side. And that is going to be this DIY. So I picked up a Dollar Tree cookie pan and a Dollar Tree gingerbread man sign. And we're going to make it look like a giant gingerbread cookie baking on a cookie sheet. I thought this was a perfect excuse to use a Dollar Tree cookie sheet. It did have a little hanger on there, so I just go in and fill that in with some spackle, and then we can DIY this. Now, last year I did a gingerbread themed coffee bar too, and I painted the gingerbread man. You totally could do that, but we're going to try a different way today. I tried to pop off the little buttons to make it easier to decorate, but it split the wood, so you might not want to do that. They are really on there. Now, this is how I'm going to make my gingerbread brown. I'm going to stain it with Antique Wax by Waverly. Now, I know that's kind of dark, so I'm going to follow that up with a baby wipe and wipe off most of the stain, and it's going to give me a nice light stain. I like that really cool wood grain that the gingerbread is made out of. So it's not the traditional color of a gingerbread, but it's still brown. And I love the wood grain. I think that's really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do that all over our little gingerbread man. And it just makes him look a little bit more high-end, I think. Now for the frosting on his arms and his legs, there's a little pop-out band. So I just use a white paint pen and go over that with white. I'm also going to go over his little bow tie and buttons too, just to brighten up the dark stain so that I can go in and paint those a different color. And I noticed this little area that spackled stained pretty dark, so I tried to lighten that up a little bit with some paint just to kind of make that blend in. And then I want this part to look like frosting, so I do go over it with white acrylic to try to make it nice and thick. I draw some little eyes on with a black paint pen, 2 little round eyes, super easy. And my white paint pen did a little frosting mouth here for our gingerbread man. This is probably the easiest gingerbread man I've ever decorated, but he turned out really cute. The red paint pen was not quite bright enough, so I'm going to go in with a small brush and some bright red acrylic to make a little bright red bow tie for our gingerbread man. And I'm also going to paint the little buttons bright red as well to give him a little bit more color. And then I want these areas to look like frosting, so I want the white acrylic to be nice and thick. And I also use the white acrylic to make his smile nice and bold. I think he's ready to go. What do you guys think about my little gingerbread man? I think he's so cute, and he's the perfect size for the Dollar Tree cookie sheet. I'm going to use some of those foam tape pieces from the Dollar Tree to attach him to the metal. I think that will work better than trying to use hot glue on metal. And so I just peel those all off and stick our little wood gingerbread man on. And this is going to be a great decoration for the top of my coffee bar. It's nice and large, and I can kind of stand it on its side, and it goes with the gingerbread bakery theme perfectly. So I'm just going to reach way up here and put this on the very top of my coffee bar. I have 2 floating shelves on the wall where I DIY'd my own coffee bar. Now, this is a classic Santa mug that I got at Target. I absolutely love it. And I'm just going to pop in a couple packages of hot cocoa. It's kind of functional. It's going to be on my coffee bar, right? And it totally goes with my Christmas winter vibes. It's going to go great with the gingerbread theme. So I'm going to put that up here too, where it doesn't block our little gingerbread bakery sign. You can still see that. And then I found this prop pack at Target Dollar Spot for only $5. It's got 2 gingerbread houses, a gingerbread man, faux candy canes, and it's even got like a little directional arrow sign with like little rolling pins instead of arrows. How cute are these? So that's where I kind of got the idea to stain my wood for the gingerbread man instead of painting it, because those gingerbread houses are wood grain and they look so cute. Look how cute these all are. So these are going to be perfect, I think, to decorate my coffee bar. You can also use these to decorate a tier tray. I think that's what they're kind of for. I was so happy to see that they got these in. They got several other things besides gingerbread too, if you're on the lookout. So these are going to be perfect because they're not very tall. So I'm going to like put the little village over here in front of the cookie sheet. That way it doesn't block that image, but it's still going to decorate the shelf in front of it. Put the little gingerbread man in between the little houses and our little directional arrow sign over here. We have like a little village. I'm going to save the candy canes to use for another project today. Now, this is the gingerbread house light up miniature that I was showing you earlier. And we're kind of going with a fun theme over here. So I think this will work. And again, no batteries included, Dollar Tree. So popping in a couple AA batteries so we can light this up. We're going to have a couple items on the coffee bar that light up as well. And this is one of them. Super cute. We're going to put this up on the very top of my coffee bar as well. Right here next to our little Santa mug. Look how pretty it looks all lit up. Okay, the next find is I wanted to do like a little gingerbread man to kind of stand up there next to the little gingerbread house. And I found a really cute one at the Target Dollar Spot. He has a little green bow tie. It's kind of a miniature version of the $3 one. This is the dollar version. And I found 2 of them. They have different color bow ties. We're going to use both of them, kind of scattering them around the little gingerbread bakery themed coffee bar. But they don't stand on their own like the large ones, but they will if you lean them up against something like the little gingerbread house. Now, I thought our gingerbread house needed a tree too, and I found this wood tree at the Target Dollar Spot. It's very plain. I thought at first I was going to frost it to make it look like gingerbread, but I kind of liked the just plain wood. So we're actually just going to kind of leave it as is because it's going to kind of be a background piece anyway behind our little gingerbread man, gingerbread house combo. Now, I always like to do pennant banners for my coffee bar, so this is no exception. I'm going to be using these little Gingerbread Man stickers that I picked up at Dollar Tree. They have girl and boy ones. And then I always like to do an odd number, so I'm going to do 3. And then I'm going to use those little faux candy canes that are so cute that were in that Target prop pack. Now these are stickers, so I thought I would take advantage of that just by peeling the back off and just sticking it to the center of my twine that I measured for my top shelf of my coffee bar. And then just put the paper back on it, and it kind of sandwiches it in there. I didn't even have to glue it. I'm going to do that with my other 2, trying to keep them even. I did a boy on each end and a girl in the middle to kind of mix them up a little bit. And then we can fill in the gaps in between with those little candy canes. I thought they looked best kind of going the same direction like that. So I'm just using a little tiny dot of hot glue and gluing them about halfway in between each one of our little gingerbread men. Now I'm just going to attach these with a dot of hot glue on each end of my shelf. I find that works the best for me. I have my little cordless glue gun, so it's easy to kind of take it about the house with me if I need to use it for something like this, rather than put a nail or something in my shelf. And I glue that to the top, and the very top shelf of our coffee bar is already decorated. I was able to find so many great items today that everything just went so smoothly and quickly. Okay, we have one more shelf on our coffee bar to decorate with gingerbread. And check out this really cute little gingerbread man basket I got at Target Dollar Spot. It was $5, and I thought I need this for my coffee bar. And I thought we would actually make it functional because it's a basket, right? I love to have candy canes on my coffee bar for the holidays. You know, you can just grab one for a quick snack, or you can stir your coffee or cocoa with them. Super fun to have a peppermint flavor. So I picked up a package of candy canes at Dollar Tree. And we're just going to pile these all in here. It's just the right size to hold all of them. And that way they'll be nice and accessible on the lower shelf where you can kind of reach them. And they provide decor as well. And I love the little gingerbread shaped basket. I told you Target Dollar Spot has so many gingerbread items this year. I just couldn't believe how many things they have. Okay, the next DIY, we're going to use a little Christmas ornament that I got at the Dollar Spot at Target. It was only $1, and it looks like a gingerbread house with a candy on the door. So I thought we'd make a little gingerbread house sign, combining this with another little Dollar Spot sign that I had left over from a couple of years ago. So it was just the right size, so I'm going to use it. I thought painting the back would be a little bit easier. I just wanted a bright red sign, so I'm just going to go over the front and the sides with this red acrylic paint. It's going to provide a nice pop of red and be a really cute background for that little gingerbread house. And I love picking up these ornaments and the gift toppers at the Target Dollar Spot. As you can see, they're so cute, and for $1, you can't go wrong. So I'm just going to attach that to a red sign once it's dry with a little hot glue. And you can't get a DIY much easier than that. It is ready to go. It's the perfect size for my coffee bar. This would also be super cute on a Christmas tier tray. And we're going to stand that right here in front, next to our little gingerbread basket. And it's kind of the wood grain gingerbread too. Now, I also found these at the Target Dollar Spot for $5, and it's a 2-pack stackable mugs that looks like a gingerbread man. Now, last year I had a gingerbread house mug, and I have no idea what I did with it. I got it at Target. I'm thinking I may have donated it by mistake because I couldn't find it anywhere, but these are a good substitute because how cute are these? And the fact is, you can actually just use them if you want to. So I'm going to stack my little coffee mugs here, perfect for a gingerbread themed coffee bar. And they provide a little pop of decor as well. Aren't they cute? I found so many things this year. Now, this was that Cocoa Cafe light up gingerbread house that we used for inspiration for our little gingerbread house village. This is the one that I got at Target Dollar Spot. It was $5, has batteries, and it lights up beautifully. So I'm going to put this down here at the bottom so I can see it because it's so pretty. Right next to our little coffee mugs. And this is the other $1 plus gingerbread man that I got at the Target Dollar Spot. This one just has a red bow tie instead of a green. So we just pop off the tags and he can stand up on its own just like we did before. I'm going to pair this one with the little gingerbread house DIY that we did. A little girl gingerbread, I guess a gingerbread woman, not a gingerbread man. And then I wanted to kind of fill the wall. I had some areas that didn't really have anything, so I thought we would make a little gingerbread sign. This is one of the 2 packs of wood shelves from the Dollar Tree, and it makes a perfect small size sign. I don't really want the holes to be in it though, so I just sand those off and then fill them in with a little Dollar Tree spackle so that we can paint this and make a very cute little lightweight sign that I can hang on my wall to kind of fill up some of the space that doesn't really have anything there on the bottom shelf. So that looks pretty good. Again, I want it to be bright red, nice Christmassy color. So I'm using this bright red acrylic and just going over the front of my wood. And these stain great too. If you want to stain them, you can still see that kind of wood grain coming through. I love using those little shelves to decorate with. Now I picked up this 2-pack of window clings from the Dollar Tree, but you know what? The ones here that are puffy are stickers. They're not window clings at all. And I'm going to use the Gingerbread Man. I thought he was cute. I kind of want him to be at an angle like he would be on a cookie sheet. So I'm going to kind of put him over here on the side. And then I thought we could also add some more things from the sticker sheet. They have candy canes. They have little peppermint candies. I think those would be cute too. So I'm going to do the 2 candy canes over here. I just wanted a bright, simple little gingerbread themed sign and a little candy over here as well. Now I wanted to frame it out somewhat, but I didn't really want to add anything to it, so I'm just going to frame mine out with paint. So I want it to look like frosting. So again, I'm just using white acrylic, and I'm just going to do kind of an imperfect border around, just to kind of give you that look of white frosting on a gingerbread cookie. And then I am just going to hang this sign directly to the wall above some of those shorter items on the bottom shelf of my coffee bar to give it just another little bit of gingerbread decor and definitely a pop of color with that bright red. Now I'm just going to use some of those little foam sticky pieces as well. I think 3 is going to be plenty, and I'm going to stick it to my wallpaper there on the back of my coffee bar. Super easy, super cute, and this is the area here that I thought kind of needed something because the things below it were kind of short. So we're just going to stick that directly to the wall. Now for our next item, I wanted to do a garland for this shelf as well. And I thought that the scarf from the Dollar Tree would be perfect. It looks like something Santa would wear. It's red plush with white pom-poms and jingle bells on the end. And it's just the right size. I'm actually just going to use mine as is. And it couldn't be any easier. I didn't even need to glue it. I'm just going to drape it on my bottom shelf here above my coffee mugs that I hang above my coffee bar. Easy peasy. Now I thought the back wall there still needed maybe a few more things. So I found this gingerbread man ornament today at Dollar Tree, and it's a picture frame, but I want to make mine an actual gingerbread man. So I'm just going to pop out the plastic and the little picture in there, and then just kind of put this back together. That way it has a brown face background instead of a frame. That way I can just actually make it into like a large-headed gingerbread man. He's decorated so cutely with a little candy cane and an ornament. So I'm going to leave all that and then just make a face on him. I start with black paint pen for eyes and then white paint pen for frosting mouth. Now, I liked the frosting mouth. I did have to do a couple layers to get it quite bright enough to stand out against that brown felt, but I didn't really like the eyes. I thought it needed something more 3D. So I'm going to use some Dollar Tree buttons. I'm trying to find 2 black buttons that are about the same size, and I think these will be perfect. And I'm just going to hot glue those over where I drew the little eyes on him. And he's a really whimsical, cute little gingerbread man. Since he's made out of felt, he is nice and light. So I'm just going to use a little tape on the back of him to tape him to the wall and fill in some more of that area there that kind of needed a little bit more decor. I'm going to do this over here above like the little coffee mugs and kind of do him at an angle, just sticking him right up there. So cute. I really love how this is all coming together. I thought I needed a little bit more height on the other side. I decided to boost it up with these Christmas books that I got at Burlington's last year after Christmas for only 99 cents. How cute are these? The only thing I noticed is the wood beads kind of made it where you couldn't read the book, so I'm just going to remove those. It's red and white. It has Christmas messages all over the books, so I don't really have to do anything to it. When I originally bought this, I thought I was going to remake it, but now I'm glad that I didn't. Hot cocoa, Christmas cookies, candy canes, perfect. And I thought we could boost up our little gingerbread man basket to give it a little bit more height over here to kind of fill in the wall area here. And I think this is complete. As you can see, I also took Dollar Tree red mugs and I put all of our family's names on them in the Ray Dunn font using my Cricut. And those are hanging below the coffee bar. So now that our gingerbread coffee bar is complete, let me give you a little tour around. You can see all the fun details. I think it turned out really fun. It was really easy to put together since Dollar Spot has so many great gingerbread things. But as you can see, you can still make Dollar Tree DIYs because Dollar Tree has a lot of gingerbread things too. But a lot of times you do have to DIY them. And there you get a little better look of our Dollar Tree mugs. I did those a couple of years ago for Christmas, and they're kind of like stockings with our names on them. And I use them every year. I love them for Christmas. So cute. I love how everything came together and all the little fun touches for Christmas. And I told you that gingerbread men have like taken over my kitchen, and they really have because now I have gingerbread everywhere. And it's always some of my most popular DIYs that I do here on my channel, so I know that you guys really enjoy gingerbread crafts as well. I hope you got lots of fun Christmas crafting inspiration today. Now it's time for the final reveal for all of the gingerbread DIYs we made today. Be sure to let me know which DIY or project was your favorite down in the comments below. I love reading all of your comments, or just drop by to say hello and enjoy the final reveal.
Whoa, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da. gonna be you and me. Hanging by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, yeah. I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of today's video. I also want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of my Crafty Beach members for supporting my channel here on YouTube. Thank you to Karen O'Haran, Melinda Elizabeth, Jamie Job, Susan Edmonds, Tracy Knight, Janae Farrington, Pamelia Wren, Donna Schreiner, Live Another Day, Maren Christensen, Adrienne Brolt, Debbie Middleton, Red Mama, Tammy Muir, and Donna Tanner. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate you so much. If you would like to become a Crafty Beach Fun member, all you have to do is hit the join button next to today's video. You're going to get early ad-free access to my content here on YouTube. It's $4.99 a month. You're free to cancel at any time. And if you would like more Christmas crafting inspiration, be sure to check out one of these videos right here. I have more gingerbread DIY crafting ideas for you, or you can just watch some Christmas DIYs. And until next time, happy crafting and Merry Christmas.